now. It's Friday. What were you listening to? Loading. All right, that's enough of the loading screen. Let's go over here. What's up, everybody? It's Friday. Good to see you. Michael Sarr liked it before it started, so don't suck. That's a good point. We will try not to suck today, and if we do, hopefully it'll be in a way that will at least be entertaining. Maybe it'll give you a chuckle. What was the old line out of Ministry there? It was like, the way to succeed. Oh! Somebody left the sound on this.
It's Friday.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like my intro. That's me. Don't worry. I got it over here.
Okay.
I got a sound wheel on this side. You hear that monitor? That's how much of a delay we're on, by the way.
Wow.
It gives you an idea.
Yep.
People are like, man, you're like delayed. And one of the big deals with is we have to do that. Because you never know if, I don't know what could happen. Something could happen and we'd have to be like, oh no, turn it off. Something happened, then we could turn it off because of the delay, right? But we have never encountered that, but we just do have a delay. But one of the things that I would mention, people come on here into the live chat. Yes, I do read the live chat. Yes, I do try to answer the questions out of the live chat. I do. Boy, howdy, I do. But today we're going to answer some of the questions off of the Patreon page, which the Patreon is how we are crowdfunded, being able to do this show, do edited videos, all the content that you guys want to hear or learn about or just check out and see. You know, maybe you just want to see stuff. The Patreon page is how that's done. Or you could become a member on YouTube. You notice all the green names into the chat. Those are people that have become members on YouTube. Via that, you'd be able to access the Discord. The Discord is, what's the IRC chat, right? Internet Relay Chat is what the Discord is. That is a much more friendly version of something that you could become a part of if you become a sponsor of the show or if you become a member on the show here. And you'll be able to chat back and forth. We're able to like share pictures and stuff like that. So if you are looking for something that's like, hey, I've got a problem, this is what's going on, and you want to access, that's a great spot. Also, we talk about other things too, so it's not just a one-dimensional thing, but it's an opportunity to have some conversations about other things that are going on. That's kind of the best place to be at if you want to have that. My pH is this. What's going on with that? I don't know what's going on with my thing over here, and something's happening. And we're like, dude, have you tested your water? What's going on? If you try to do it on the live stream here, it'll be super delayed, and then it can just it's like dead air, So I know that some people have like a phone number you could call into, but I don't know. As you guys can tell, I'm still congested and stuff. This is an ongoing issue. Last night, we were out at urgent care because Olivia is sick. So, Olivia's sick. I'm still recovering from this nonsense. Like, I just have this hanging on congestion cough thing that it just won't go away. Really, no matter what I do, it doesn't seem to go away. I go to the doctor, and they're like, you should drink 48 glasses of water a day and take a whole bunch of Mucinex or whatever. And it's like, okay, we'll try that, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. But
I don't think you sound any different, honestly.
They had me on the steroids and a bunch of other stuff, and I don't know. It's a mess. I don't sound different?
No.
I do.
Mm-mm.
Well, I'm pretty sure I do.
No.
I do. I will karate sock you in the head. Anyhow, the baby's sick, but she's doing well. We thought there wasn't going to be a Friday show today, but thanks to Vicky Toria's mom came and helped watch Olivia for a couple hours while I got stuff figured out down here. I had to rewire and move the table and stuff. It's in a different spot now. I don't know if you noticed. But things are moving around and coming along down here. But if I had to watch Olivia, that wasn't going to work. Now, Vicky was able to get off work early enough, so she's here now. So big thumbs up, thanks to Vicky Toria. Everybody's saying corn dog for some reason. I don't know, and I don't know why. What is that about?
Oh, there was a thing yesterday. Corey had a stream on Thursday, and then he told everybody to go over to KG Tropical's stream right afterwards and say corn dog in the chat. And now people are just saying corn dog all the time.
Oh, I see. I caught Corey's stream yesterday, but I didn't catch KG Tropicals. So I'm on the outside. I was at the hospital with my daughter, so that's what I was doing, guys. While you guys corn dog. Whilst y'all corn dog, I was at the hospital, urgent care, with my daughter, which was fun. But she's on the antibiotics now, and all is well. We do have a super chat from Elena Dutois, all the way from South Africa. 200 ZAR. We figured out what ZAR was last week, but I cannot remember now. I forgot.
I think wasn't it like a 14-to-1 exchange rate or something?
Something like that. 200 is like $20, maybe $15 or something like that.
Something like that.
But appreciate it.
That ain't bad at all.
Thank you very much. She says, not going to make it again tonight. These mom eyes be tripping, which I get it. I had that vibe last night. I fell asleep in my recliner like an old man. Thanks for your video on the Alternanthera renekii. Just planted it in the daughter's tank and can't wait to see it grow. Don't forget to lick the like button. We got to lick it now. I guess we're licking like buttons and licking corn dogs and all sorts of weird nonsense around here, but I'm all right with it. We got a $5 super chat from the Fish Tank Barn for the Vivarium Fund. He has to go to a fish club board meeting. Oh, man, that's like the worst, right? You got to go to the board meeting? Blech.
I don't know. I stay away from that.
I stay away from that, too. That feels like a lot of responsibility. And on a Friday? Ooh, buddy. That might be words.
I don't know. Bentley does that. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I've been on the board for clubs and stuff like that, but I've always been like the board meeting is either before the regular meeting or after the regular meeting, right? I don't want to be doing extra days. Yeah, I don't like that. But thank you, Fish Tank Barn, for the $5 super chat. Mucho apreciado. Phil Margulies says it's $13.51. He's got it exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, Alyssa is here, so let's bring in Alyssa Bentley, our guest of the day, and I'm about to sneeze, so hopefully she could fill the dead air. Nope.
No sneezing?
It went away. Okay. I'm going to set my handkerchief back down.
I know when I have to sneeze, it won't come if I announce it, so.
Yeah, I felt like it was coming, though.
Yeah.
And then it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I got to turn my brightness up a little bit. There we go. I got to turn your brightness up a little bit. I don't know why I have it so dark. Darkness.
Spooky.
Oh, now it's blowing out. I got that cheap camera over there. That's why. I got you on the cheap camera. I'm sorry.
Am I just like a white blob with black hair?
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. Oh, there we go. We got the Rumbust Super Chat. Swedish Crones, 1984. Whew. I'm getting closer and closer to 2,000 days sober. And I got to tell you guys, oops. I accidentally hit that button. Hold on. Let me fix this. There we go. I clicked the wrong button and it eliminated my video. But yes, there's not a better day out there to be sober right now. I know it's a little bit rough thing to talk about from time to time, but I definitely do try to let you guys know just some kind of message of hope, I guess, is the idea. There is much more opportunity out there for you to make a change, become you could become sober and change your life, or not. But I just want to give a shout out to my cousin Taylor, who passed away 2 weeks ago today, and from drug overdose. So it hits close to home again. So just a shout out to you guys that Nobody out there is safe from terrible affliction of addiction, and you could definitely make a change. I'm an example of that, so hopefully that hits home with somebody, and maybe they decide to make a change. Mr. Exquisite, the $5 super chat says, "Hey, this is Tyler Clinkscales." Oh man, he changed his name. He says, "I changed my username, so no problem if you don't remember me. Want to hear your opinion. What to do when losing interest in the hobby?" Oh, crap. But Tyler, yes, I remember you, Tyler Clinkscales, my man. But no, I have no tracking information on when people change their screen name. I don't have any way to know that from my end. So thanks for letting me know. That's Tyler Clinkscales has changed his name to Mr. Exquisite.
T. Exquisite.
Exquisite?
Exquisite. I'm going to pretend that has to do with golfing.
Are you not talking into the microphone?
I'm really close to the microphone.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah.
Eat the mic.
Eat the mic.
The mic.
Eat the mic.
Okay, sorry.
It's brutal. This is the brutal fish stream. When Alyssa goes full Cookie Monster. Be pretty good.
Cookies.
But the opinion, what to do when losing interest in the hobby, or in this hobby, or just any hobby. I would 100%, my advice to anybody out there, if you start losing interest in a hobby, dial it down. Like, that's the first thing. The first thing that my advice would be is to dial it down, simplify what it is that you're doing. I'm going to use the fish tank hobby as an example, but this would pretty much apply to anything. The example would be in the fish tank hobby, what ends up happening is most people get collectoritis, and the next thing that you suddenly got 40 fish tanks in your house, right? And 40 fish tanks is a chore. It doesn't really lend itself to being a hobby that much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It starts to become a chore, and you end up getting tired of what you're doing. Because, everybody likes to do some work, but when you're forced to do work constantly for the thing that you're supposed to like, this is what normally happens. You end up being like, well, I don't really want to do that today. I'm kind of tired from my regular job. Tired from doing this. I got a baby here with an ear infection. I don't really want to do all these 40 water changes. I don't really want to move that stuff around. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the problem is that once you stop doing that, then all your tanks start getting gnarly, right?
Yeah, and then your hobby could downsize itself by itself, which is not the greatest option.
Well, then you get there's a possibility you get like dead fish, you get dead shrimp, you get dead plants, algae overgrowing things getting all out of whack, and then the next thing you know, it's like, well, all the things that I like to take care of, they're all dead now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have more of a chore to clean up the thing that's now dead, right? Because you can't just leave it.
Right. Well, I guess you can, but that's really gross.
No, you can't. That's wrong.
It's super gross.
But that's what I've seen more often than not. So what I would recommend people to do is, like, let's say you have 10 aquariums, or maybe you have 6 aquariums.
Mm-hmm.
Just take it down to 1 and make one really dope tank that you like taking care of. Most of the equipment and stuff can be sold off via Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or whatever way you like to sell things off. But just sell that stuff and get rid of it. I know from personal experience, like saving all that old crap. Like Alyssa saw my shop this morning or this afternoon. There's a bunch of like extra parts and crap in my garage, and I don't ever want to move that stuff. But I'll probably do like a garage sale at some point in time or whatever. But there's no reason to save all that old stuff. Just sell it off, get rid of it, and then if you want to get another tank some other day. Just get a new one then. Like Alyssa knows from just opening her new aquarium, right?
Yeah.
You got a brand new aquarium, right?
Yeah.
What is it?
It is a acrylic 60-gallon cube, so 24 inches on a side.
Just copycat.
Yeah. I don't know. What can I say? It looks really nice.
Alyssa copied me because she's a copycat.
Yes. Meow.
It's a good thing I'm not a serial killer.
Well, I don't know.
Right?
Lucky Charms and Tony the Tiger might be a little upset if you were a serial killer.
Vicky got us watching those serial killer shows all the time. What is it with women wanting to watch those serial killer shows all the time? What is that?
I don't know.
I'm going to start moving my camera around because it's funny.
Okay. Yeah. I don't watch serial killer shows.
Yeah, you do. You're
Wait,
a chick.
why do you think I do that?
Because you're a lady. Ladies are always watching those.
Hmm.
It'd be like, what's that show where they like investigate? They're like going around like find the crime, the evidence, and then they
X-Files?
solve the murder. The X-Files? No, that's Fox and Mulder, right?
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yes.
I get 2 points.
You get 3 points. You get an extra point for knowing the name of the show.
The X-Files?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, we were talking about your new tank. But yeah, that's the whole thing. Anybody that's like losing faith and getting tired of the hobby, I would just downsize to one tank and just take good care of one tank. Realistically.
Right. And I mean, it could be your smallest tank with a betta in it,
Mm-hmm.
or it could be just one big tank with a betta in it. Whatever you want to do.
What with the beta in it?
A really big tank?
Oh yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. Just get like your 240-gallon tank and put one betta in it.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
You could do that. It's
Yeah,
doable.
you could.
People will yell at you on the internet because the flow is too high for your beta.
Yeah.
They'll be
Or
like, "There's
they'll-
too much flow in there for this beta," and they'd be like, "It's a 200-gallon tank. Shut up."
It can find somewhere to hide from the flow.
Yeah. Yeah, if it didn't want to be in it.
I have one betta who I picked up from somebody else, and he's got like an eye with a tumor on it, and like his face is all messed up, and his fins are growing back from some damage that he had and whatever. So his name is Zombie. And he's
Rob?
No.
Oh.
White. No, I'm just kidding.
He's
and,
White Zombie?
and he's in this tank, and there's technically too much flow for him because he's like a delta tail, or no, what do they call him?
Veil
half,
tail?
like the half moon ones, and with the long half moon tail, and he's basically dragging around a wedding gown everywhere he goes.
Oh, yeah.
The Dumbo ear. This poor thing. Anyways, so every once in a while he just like goes and he fights against the flow, and you can see him. He's just like, "Ah!" And then he'll find somewhere cushy, and he'll just kind of lay there and let his fins just kind of flatten out against something, and he'll just be there. And my boyfriend will see him and be like, the fish is dead. I'll be like, is he? Put in some food, and he's like, what? He goes up, eats it, because he's fine.
I had to turn my mic down because I was coughing too much.
I'm sure the viewers appreciate it.
I was coughing too much. I turned my mic off. I need a cough button, though. I still don't have that.
You just, like a quick mute.
I can't afford that. Yeah, but if I mute it on the software, it mutes you.
Oh.
Also, it mutes us both. And then I don't have a mute button over here. I'd have to like unplug the mic or something. I don't know. I don't have that fancy cough button technology. We don't have that.
Huh.
Ooh, Mr. Exquisite says Mindhunter is the best serial killer show for sure. Yeah, like that one's actually a show though. I'm talking about like these like, what is that show called? It's not the First 48, but it's like Investigations or something.
America's Most Wanted?
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up here.
That's what we used to
Investigation
watch
shows.
as kids.
Okay, here we go. Oh, we're getting a lot. We've got a lot of opportunities here to maybe come up with the one. Dateline. Dateline popped up. What is that show called? Oh, it's like a good example. It's like FBI Criminal Pursuit. The Injustice Files. Because it's like, it's not a show, right? It's not like a fiction show. It's like they go back, like Cold Case Files. There we go.
Oh.
Where it's like real murders, and they like go back and they're like, "How did we solve this actual murder?" You know what I'm talking about? Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe
It sounds like something I wouldn't want to watch, actually.
I don't know, man.
Like I know I'm a
ladies
a
always
lady,
be watching that.
but
What's that?
I said I know I'm a lady, but those kinds of things just make me feel really nervous.
Yeah, it's weird.
And I don't like to. I don't need that kind of anxiety in my life. That's just a me thing, though. Some people are fine with it.
Yeah. Well, I'm dying. I've just been coughing like crazy. Here's our first Patreon post, which was from last week. We just had it hanging here from Preston John. If you haven't checked out his Instagram, he posted up some video of this fish going buck wild, eating, and it's a pretty wild puffer. Are you just over there?
I'm looking at it.
Uh-huh. That's a Tetraodon duboisi.
Wait.
Which I think I'm saying right.
One.
Oh, Pugamus maximus. Forensic files. Yeah, that's a good example of what I was talking about. Dying. I think I died. I'm tired of being sick. Oh, I'm going to sneeze.
Duboisi freshwater puffer.
And I sneezed.
See, but you didn't announce it this time, and that's
I
why
did.
it
I said I
worked.
was going to sneeze, but you were over there like, I don't know what you were doing. Are you co-host?
I don't know. I'm just sitting here looking at the puffer.
You're just staring down the puffer? Okay.
It's a nice looking
It's about
puffer.
to get more difficult for you.
For me.
Lexi V sends this in, which was getting out of fish, or was out getting fish for my birthday, and saw this little guy all alone. Now he has friends. It's that long fin panda Corey.
I didn't know they even made them in a long fin variety.
Didn't know that they made them.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they made them either. How weird.
I don't remember who it was who was
Hand
talking about
forged.
how they make fish.
Who they make fish?
Yeah, I don't know. There's it's
breed
some language. Some breeders say they make fish.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Probably French people or something. Silly French.
Living all
Lexi,
over there in France.
all the way over there in French. French. That's like French is where it's like that. That's where like that Hidden Valley.
Hidden Valley France.
Hidden Valley French, right?
it's when you mix French dressing and ranch together.
French. Come on down and get some of that French dressing.
That sounds
Hot.
gross.
Hot French dressing. Put it on your French fries.
Oh.
Mainly because, like, French people don't know what French fries are. What was I watching? Like the new Daily Show or whatever? With Trevor Noah.
Oh.
Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Yeah, you've seen that?
I probably haven't seen the episode that you're going to refer to, but
Oh. It's one where he was talking about French stuff. and he was making fun of French people and French fries. And, these fries are not from French or from France, you know. And it was funny. You had to be there.
We're Americans. We name things weird.
You had to be there.
I did.
Um,
And I wasn't.
I'm sure that like French fries are probably like French Canadian. They're probably from Canada.
I don't know.
From some guy with like a fleur-de-lis on his shirt. And he was like, look at how I have prepared these potatoes. First, I slice them into shoestrings. Then, I blanch them in some oil. Then, I cook them in some oil. That's a French thing to do. The double whammy of cooking.
Huh.
Twice. Blanch. Once in the oil, then in the oil again.
I don't actually know how to blanch stuff.
Yeah, you just cook it for a short period of time.
Oh.
As the Zen Ginger says, palm frites. Palm frites. Palm frites. What's Vicky doing? Is she coming down?
I don't think so. Nobody's coming down the stairs.
Victoria!
I hear her walking.
She said, yeah. Yes. Oh, I thought you were coming down. It's going to be ladies' night. Do, 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 do. Palm frites.
I was grabbing the stool.
Oh, you were grabbing the stool?
Yes. Because I was all sneaking the camera with it.
Hey.
Two
This is the
ladies.
ladies' sign.
So many ladies on the show.
Stinky boys
What's
can
that?
stay over there.
How's that song go? It's like, ooh, wee. What up with that? I said, what up with that?
I'm not sure if I'm
Ooh,
familiar
wee.
with this one.
You don't know that song?
No.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to play that for you
Oh
guys.
dear.
That's like, like Keenan and Kel.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah.
Keenan's on Saturday Night Live now.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
That's like his best sketch from Saturday Night Live. They've done it a whole bunch of times. And it's like a game show called What Up With That? And he comes
Oh.
out and he's all like, oh, hey, blah, 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 blah. And then it's like, what up with that? And then they just play the song. Then go, ooh, wee. Say, what up with that? What up with that? It's good. I'm going to play it for you. I can't play it on the show, though, but I can make fun of it on
Right.
the show. Look what we got here. Lexi V sends this in. Birthday shopping part 2. Picked up a plant in a tube marked Anubias, and both plants were inside. Not sure what the top one is. What do you got?
A different kind of Anubias?
Which kind?
I want to guess, but I would be wrong.
Guess.
No. Don't make me be wrong on the internet.
Guess.
I'll be wrong on the internet.
Picture there.
Yeah. I want to call it Friseri, but I don't think it is because it's a different shape.
Oh,
Could
but
be
it has a red one.
Coffeefolia. I'm just going to name Anubias
Well, it's not
species.
Coffeefolia, I'll tell you that.
There's Friseri, there's Coffeefolia, there's Barterai. I
No.
think that's this one down here.
It's close to Friseri. It probably is a Friseri. Likely. Most other Anubias don't have that long skinny leaf. But if I really had to guess, I would say it's probably a Friseri. It's kind of hard to say without being able to see the rhizome and the actual roots and leaf and everything, like because it's upside down and it's weird.
Well,
And I feel like I'm almost looking at it at like the most uncomfortable angle. The one below it's a Barterai though. That's pretty.
your standard Barterai. I like Barterai.
Me
They
too.
do well with my goldfish.
I really like Barterai. I have a love-hate relationship with the Friseri, and mostly hate.
I used to have a good chunk of that.
I had like a 100-gallon tank that had
And
like
then I
probably
left it in a
50 Friseri in it, like all grown. And then I was selling them off. And then I forgot that I had a ton of them, and then a bunch of them died, and then they grew again. I grew them back again, and then I sold some off, and I just have more dislike.
Well, I will probably leave you guys to fish talking.
To talking
What are
on
you
the
doing, babe?
internet.
I'm fixing the bathroom fan.
Ooh wee! What up with that?
fixing the bathroom fan and because it's making that funky noise. I think there's dust in it and it's catching on the blade.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably it. You're right.
Everything can be fixed if you just clean it enough.
Yeah, I'm thinking about putting something in the thing to keep the dust from getting around the blade.
Hmm.
Like a piece of fabric or something. I'm undecided at this time.
At this time.
At this
Toim.
time.
At this time in this juncture.
I did, however, bring your beautiful beaker glasses down here for the shelf, so you're aware. He's not paying attention.
Thank you, Vanna.
Ooh-wee. I was paying attention. I was paying attention. I was asleep. I was asleeping. Yeah, it's better if I'm asleeping. Mike Howie, the fish tank barn that was here earlier, is Mike Howie. So if you do happen to be on the Patreon and want to be like, what up? What happened to fish tank barn? You'd be like, oh, it's Mike Howie. That's the same guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, we like Mike. He's got a huge amount of fish tanks, and he was recently
He's
at
got a whole barn.
the Aquatic Experience.
Yeah, that's what it says here.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, I learned my first... sorry, I
Entered
got to
my
read it
first
over here.
fish show.
You read it.
Hey, y'all. I entered my first... Oh, do I have to sound like a dude?
No, I read the gals already.
Oh, okay.
I read Lexi's
All right, cool.
in my dude voice.
I entered my first fish show at the Aquatic Experience in New Jersey last weekend. Entered a Pundamilia Nearari. All right, whatever. And Geophagus altifrons bottom. I like the Geophagus. He's pretty. They didn't place, but it was a great learning experience transporting the fish 644 miles from Michigan to New Jersey. Cool. Did you get to bring them back home too? Hopefully they worked out really well.
Yeah, I think so. I think you brought them home. They were in the
Nice.
contest.
Well, yeah, but
It said right there they didn't place,
yeah,
right?
but they're cool though. Oh well, but at least he tried.
I think it's pretty. Yeah, I think it's cool, man. It's not necessarily my thing to enter competitions. Maybe I should. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess I have mixed feelings. I didn't realize.
About entering fish competitions?
I guess. I don't know why, but I guess that's what's going on. Oh, I was trying to figure out what this was down here. There we go. I fixed it. That orange bar.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to get my, fish's hopes up and stuff and then have them get all heartbroken if they don't win.
They get all sad.
Yeah.
The fish get all sad.
They'd be all like,
Couldn't win. I'm not a winner.
nobody likes me.
That would be sad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want my fish to be depressed.
Then you just have to feed him extra bloodworms. Be like, it's okay, buddy.
You gotta watch out. Like, if you don't want to have like a super depressed fish, feed them too many bloodworms, could end up with a heart condition.
Yeah.
High blood pressure.
That's why my
Diabetes.
fish will only get bloodworms twice a week at the most.
At the most.
Yep.
Do you ever feed them any frozen shrimp?
Yes. Mysis, brine, krill. I don't know. Do krill count as shrimp? They look like shrimp.
Did you hatch your brine shrimp yet?
No. The net hasn't come yet.
Oh.
It's not here until like tomorrow.
Cool.
So all the parts are just sitting there waiting for me to put water in it. That's all.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
Cool. Rumba sends this in. We got the when the Rapashi cube don't get past the floating plants. Should I do something about the floating plants, or should I just push the cube through?
Oh, I have a lot of experience with this. You just kind of nudge the plants aside, and then it comes down. It's fine.
Well,
Otherwise, it'll rot.
He was
on top.
asking, should I do something about the floating plants, or should I just push the cube through?
the thing that you do about the floating plants is you nudge them aside. Mm-hmm.
It's like a battle sometimes. That's he's wondering if you should thin the plants, basically.
No, I get it.
But you're like, nah. Okay, so then the answer is like, nah, leave the plants. Just push the food in.
Yeah.
Okay. That's your answer. Okay, you read the next one.
Make it
since
like
it's long.
midnight in your tank. Okay.
The next one's long.
All right, cool.
And I can't fit it all on the screen because the picture's big.
Okay. So Rumbust also sends in. Oh gosh.
It's long, I told you. It's your turn to read a long one.
No, it's fine.
Because you know how to read.
I do. A while ago,
You invented it.
I did, because that is how old I am. Ancient Sumerian.
The piano key necktie.
A while ago, I had crystal shrimp, but lost them when treating for planaria. I understand that. Had them for quite a while, but never got them to breed. They were in the same tank as my cherries that did breed quite happily. What parameters should I have changed for the crystals to breed? I've got quite middle-of-the-road values for all the parameters I measure. I want to have an idea of what I should do before I shell out for new ones. Well, I can regurgitate what they say on the internet, but I can also tell you that I do not personally have good luck with crystal shrimp. I have one crystal shrimp that is just a trooper.
Mm-hmm.
And any others that I add to the tank, they just die. I don't know why. But it's supposed to be like negligible KH
0.
and what? Like 4 GH? 5?
Yeah.
Okay. 5 GH. And basically not much else. With
pH acidic.
Yes. pH about, what, 6.4?
Just anything below 7.
Mm.
Below 7.
Yeah.
Don't go crazy with your pH. You won't be able to keep it up.
Nope.
You just get it a little bit acidic. You'll be fine. And then what?
Feed them sparsely. Give them plants.
Water change?
Only if you need to.
Water change?
Only if you need to.
Not with crystal shrimp. Crystal shrimp, you want to change the water.
Okay.
They're from creeks and streams.
Yeah.
That's the easy way to kind of figure out what your water change schedule should be. Just find the one of the easiest things to do is just to find the natural habitat of said whatever, and then just kind of emulate from there. You know, if it's, you can kind of think like, well, I guess more with shrimp than anything else. But crystal shrimp come from fast-running, quickly replenished streams that are mostly clean. So that's what you're going to need to do. Frequent water changes. GH 5 is pretty good. KH, you just want to have it 0. People will talk about TDS a lot. Don't stress yourself out with TDS. It is total nonsense that people are, air quote, testing their TDS in the tank. It's stupid. If you don't know what the dissolved solids are, why would you want to know a total number of them? Right?
You're right.
Why do, like, the total dissolved solids is 48 parts per million. Of what?
It's
I don't know.
ammonia.
It's 48. Oh, cool. All right, well, is it mercury? Because that could be a problem.
Could be.
So what is it, like parts per billion on mercury, I think?
Yeah. I don't know the exact toxicity values for heavy metals. And because I don't want to give myself that kind of anxiety, I try not to study that specifically. Especially since I don't have the testing equipment to make sure.
You should have a TDS meter to test your filtered water.
Yes.
Just to make sure that your filtered water is closest to zero that you can get it.
Right.
Right? And by the way, I found out the other day that Lowe's is selling RODI filters at Lowe's now. There's a big chain. You could just go to Lowe's and buy an RODI unit there off the shelf.
Just walk right on up.
You just walk up like a boss.
Be like, bro, I want this.
Grab
and
that
like,
box.
Here you go.
Grab that box with your teeth and your mouth. Like an adult baby. Yeah. And then purchase it with whatever purchasing power you have, and then install it in your area. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes. Buy it, take it home, and attach it to some sort of water source.
Just, I don't know. Put the thing with the thing, and then you'll be like, oh my God, I'm the best. And then everyone will be like, yeah, you are the best. We love you with your water so clean, so fresh and so clean. As you guys can see here, this is the title page from the Patreon, which I should probably copy that, and I'm going to paste it to a shameless self-promotion that you guys should go over to the Patreon, become a patronizer at probably minimum $100 million a month. I think is probably a reasonable level to start at if you want to sponsor the show. If you would like Alyssa and I to become a daily radio show program, we're going to need more patronizers. That's
Hell, we could sit here and chat for 3 hours.
That's
every
just how it's
single day
gonna.
for
It's gonna how it's gonna go. You know, like we could be here. We could do a daily show. But my dudes, we got hex of bills to pay. We got some mad bills to pay. So that's life. And if we'd like to turn this into a job, which I think we both would definitely appreciate that. We just need hundreds of more patronizers to come over to the Patreon page, or like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of members on YouTube. But I feel like YouTube already has all the money. I definitely appreciate the people that are members on YouTube. But I feel like YouTube already has all the money in the world, right?
Well, they're owned by Google, so yes.
Yeah, ABC, right? Or Alphabet or whatever.
What?
Alphabet.
Really?
And I feel like they have a different name for their deal.
Oh.
It's just one of those things. I feel like if we could get tons of members on YouTube, that might help, because it would force YouTube to give us some respect. But we don't. I don't know.
Aquarium Adventures has a really poignant question.
What do you got?
Says, what are the rewards for a, quote, bazillion, unquote, per month?
1 bazillion?
Yeah.
Probably back rubs. I'll probably dish out some back rubs for somebody. I don't know. Probably Vicky. Vicky'd probably get some back rubs.
Oh man, does she have to wait till somebody brings in a bazillion every month to get back rubs? Because I feel real sad for her now.
It's a likely story, because right now she has a professional back rubber. I found that out the other day, and I'm a little bit perturbed by this whole situation, because it's through the health insurance, so she just has to pay the copay. And I'm like, how am I not getting a massage through the health insurance? And she basically explained to me that it's because I'm dumb and I'm not taking advantage of the benefit. And I was like, okay, well, once again, Vicky was right and I was wrong.
She's a smart lady.
And overly grouchy for no apparent reason. I'm going to move your camera, so you should talk about something and find another comment.
Oh, okay.
It's all weird and it's bugging me.
Well, I don't know much about the comments here.
I'm gonna rage.
I've been having a conversation online with one of my groups, trying to figure out how to ship fish without getting water all over everything.
What, like in a
Yeah, like in a box.
Like in a box?
Yeah, like in a box.
You put it in the box.
Right. So I received a shipment
I just needed to
yesterday.
do that. Just that much. That's all I needed.
I received a shipment yesterday, and the person was using breather bags, and the shipment showed up, and it was so wet that I literally just stuck my finger in it and went like this, and everything came out of the box. I thought for sure that the bags had been punctured and that I was just gonna have like a sloppy mess full of dead fish or something, but no, they were fine. The fish were totally fine. But so I've been trying to communicate with some people and try to figure out what it is that they do differently in order to ship fish.
Breather bags?
Yeah, I think it's just the brand of breather bag. Some people use the cordon breather bags, and some people, there's like a cheaper version that Aquatic Arts puts out.
Mm-hmm.
And the Aquatic Arts version is what was used in this shipment. So I think the cordon, they are more expensive,
Well,
but
did
I
you
think
just
they're going to
swear?
be better. Did I?
Yeah, you just swore. We got demonetized. Oh, somebody's messaging me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God, it's probably a robot.
Is it a robot coming to demonetize me personally? Anyway. But I haven't figured out the answer. There's people who are like, you should talk to groups of folks who specifically all they do is ship fish every day. I don't know who those groups are. And I don't know why I can't just ask people who I already know.
What happened?
People are mad on the internet.
Why are people mad on the internet? What they do?
Because I asked a question in a group, and there's a couple of people who think that perhaps I should not bother to ask that question in that group. I should ask it in a different group entirely, like find a specific group.
What'd you ask?
I asked how to ship fish with breather bags so that they don't sweat all over the inside of the box and then make the box all mushy and wet. My experience with receiving fish has been largely from the wet spot.
Mm-hmm.
And they do not use breather bags. They use regular bags.
Yeah. Do they get water all over the inside?
Nope. But
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never used.
Who needed to know that? You did?
Yeah.
You just wanted to know?
I just wanted to know.
Like what bag would get not water around in the side of the box?
Yeah. Like if there's a difference between different breather bags and stuff.
I think there is.
Yeah, I would assume so.
I think this is decided, but I think that's a big time like quality issue.
Yeah.
It's something I've never really had to worry about that much.
Mm-hmm.
But I know Rob, like when I used to work with Rob, he would lose his mind constantly about these crappy bags, and he was always ordering them from overseas, and so he'd get like this giant batch of like crappy bags.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, he's the kind of guy who would freak out, about stuff like that. So.
Well, when I take fish or critters or inverts or whatever from that I bred from my tanks and into other places like to an auction or to Joel's house or
Yeah, you just double bag it in a regular bag.
Yeah, I just double bag it in a regular bag.
I always thought that like when we'd send out saltwater fish, like some places will put like a little oxygen, like they'd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like use a.
I always thought that was just a better way to do it. But then again, like when we imported fish, like they don't come in a breather bag. They're just in plastic bags.
Yeah. I think the big thing,
like, dude, these flew from Taiwan to here.
I think the thought is that it's supposed to get atmospheric oxygen through the breather bag, right?
Right. Yeah.
And because there's not air space within the bag, it doesn't slosh around as much, and it's supposed to be less stressful for the fish. I mean, my fish showed up just fine yesterday, and they were totally fine. I did not see any of them this morning, but there's a lot of plants in where they are, so they're just sort of hiding. It's fine.
Which fish did you get?
I got.
I think this is a more important question.
I
feel like I don't know. Buy the good breather bags and you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. I got a.
I mean, you know, like, I guess. Hold on, I had a thought here.
Okay.
I have a thought in regards to what you were talking about, because I have received some import and local shipping. When I say local, I mean like U.S. to U.S. and some import from overseas. And people have started using what seems to be, it's like wool, but it's like the discarded, like, shredded up wool.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? It's
Yeah.
like the waste, sort of like insulation type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people are using that from like
It's a-
clothing.
Yeah, it's like a clothing waste
Yeah.
product.
Mm-hmm.
And like some people are using it for like insulation in like houses and stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff's a little more, I'm sure, hypoallergenic and everything.
Something.
Like I had
Flame
I had
retardant.
a couple that I remodeled. What did I do? I remodeled something. I forget, some kind of area of their house, and we put the stuff that's left over when they make jeans.
Yeah.
They make insulation out of that now. It's
Yep.
like hypoallergenic.
And I guess they make it out of just people's old jeans. Like when people donate old clothes to the Goodwill.
Oh, they just shred that up?
Yeah, if they can't use those clothes, they put them in the recycle pile, I guess. So they recycle old clothes. And that's why when people are like, "Oh, Goodwill isn't going to want this," I'm like, "Yes, they will."
Okay.
Bring
You probably
this to
get paid by the
Goodwill.
pound or something.
Yeah, or I don't know.
You can't get paid by the pound because they just put a bunch of water in there. So you can't trust these overlord, whatever you call companies.
You know when they used to
These corporations, they be trying to...
they used to
trying
give you
to
money for
make a
aluminum
buck.
cans?
Huh?
I knew a family that used to put like sand in the aluminum cans and then crush them, and then you get paid by the weight.
Yeah, that's why you can't recycle aluminum cans anymore. Get paid.
Right. You don't
Used to
get
get
paid
paid.
for it. You just put it in the bin.
We used to get paid, bros. We used to get paid for our old aluminum.
Yeah. Oh well.
It's
Anyway.
sad. It's a sad day.
Oh, the fish I got. I got some
Yeah. What fish you get?
Zugona whatever Z tequilas.
Mm-hmm.
They're cool little blue fish with a yellow fin. And then some Elosoma Gilberti?
Gilberty.
I think so.
Okay.
Right now, all those ones are just little gray fish. They're like
I'm trying to remember the Elosoma.
this big. They're also blue. Pygmy sunfish, I think?
Hemprikii?
I don't know.
Oh God, that's a oh no, we got that wrong. I Google searched it and that's terrible. It's like a amoeba that will attack your brain or something.
Oh, dear. Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, we don't want that. Oh, the Gulf Coast pygmy sunfish. Yeah, those little. Yeah. I was like,
Little guys.
I know it's in my head, but what? Dope. I'm gonna Google it because my brain's not good today.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, I know it's in there somewhere. Those are cool. What do how many fish tanks do you have now? Oh God, so many. You just looked up.
9?
9?
9.
Okay, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
I only have 5.
Right. Yours are way bigger than mine.
It's not about size. It's about how you use it. I read that in a book about breather bags.
Yes.
That's a double whammy right there.
Bringing it all back around.
Somebody out there is going to laugh at my jokes. Somebody! I almost slammed my hand down in here, but I think my mic's attached to this table now.
But it ain't going to be me, even though I already did.
It would have ruined somebody's ears.
And we want you guys to be able to hear us when we're talking.
I want you guys to be able to hear sounds, not die. I don't understand. I think this what I got was I think this is nonsense. I think it's nonsense.
What is? Please elaborate.
I don't know. I think it's like somebody got hacked and they've been sending messages out to somebody else, kind of
Oh,
thing.
your message?
Somebody sent me a message.
Oh.
And it was weird. And I was thinking about it and I looked at it again because I was like, this seems weird. This seems weird.
I usually just ignore those.
Yeah, that's why I'm ignoring it. Because I'm like, this seems weird.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The Zen Ginger says, we still get paid for aluminum cans, but it's like $5 for 17 trash bags worth. Oh, it's definitely more than that. You got to get more than $5. That's no good.
I know when I was a kid, we would save up the cans all year because we would drink a lot of Diet Coke. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It was crazy. And
Aspartame has ruined your brains.
yes.
Yeah.
And and then in the summer we would take the money that we got from it and go to the amusement park as a family. It was fun.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. That was our thing that we did. We would just hoard cans.
You hoard cans?
Yeah, we would. We would hoard cans all year long and just like save all of them.
Uh-huh.
We had a can crusher. And but we didn't do the sand thing. That's different. I heard about that later on in life from other people.
From other people?
Yep.
Whom? What other people?
Friend of mine, name of Hope, said that's what her family did in order to make more money. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we just got a super chat. What is this?
It's from Alvin.
Do you know how to read it?
Alvin Alejo.
What happened?
$1.
What was it?
Just $1.
All right. That puts us $1 closer to our fund drive of trying to make the Alyssa and Gerald show a freaking reality.
Ashley and Jarrell.
At some point in time, like if we had enough, yeah, your alter ego's Ashley. It's Ashley, okay? God. Listen, if I wanted to bag my own groceries, I would have already done it. That's how I think Ashley, that acts like that, would have responded to somebody bagging their groceries, right?
Going to the Winco. Ashley at the Winco.
Ashley whilst at Winco. I'd like to speak with your manager. No, I want to talk to the assistant to the manager. You know what I mean.
I do, in
You know
fact.
what I'm talking about.
I do.
You can't trust Ashley. She's got frosted tips.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. She's got her
Oh,
chunky
man.
highlights and her lowlights
Did we get kicked off the internet?
I don't know.
We might have.
Are we just talking to each other now?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. My little preview thing is not working. Oh, sad pants. I don't know. I don't know if we're still live. Should I check?
Hold on, I'm checking.
Oh, you got a commercial?
I did.
Oh, yeah. Anyhow, what I was going to talk about is if, like, at some point in time, if we had enough members and patronizers, right, then we could just talk about whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest upside to, at some point in time, being big enough that you could just literally be like, yeah, it doesn't matter if we get demonetized today. We're going to talk about whatever, you know. That would probably be the biggest, coolest thing, right?
Yeah.
That would be the biggest part.
Well, at that point, it's just the Ashley and Jarrell show.
Oh, no, we lost subscribers.
We did.
Yeah, a bunch of them left because they're like, oh, you went live? Forget it. I'm leaving.
Dennis says we're still on.
Okay. Well, Dennis is good. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
But Summertime Dennis. I'm trying to open the thing over here, and it's not opening. Oh, memberships went down.
Oh,
Well, pissed somebody off. Somebody left.
just one person.
Somebody left the membership fold. Well, we were at like 85. Then it went down to 84. Then it went down to 81 for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Then Monday it was 80, and now it's 79. So we haven't even eclipsed the 100 yet. So, I can't imagine why YouTube doesn't care about us, but that's probably the reason. They're like, yeah, whatever. So
Just sitting over here in a little corner of the internet.
yeah. I don't know. I think it's funny, realistically, if we get down to it. 68 people watching today. So that goes to show you 69 people watching today. It went up. So
Oh,
that goes
Zen
to show you.
Ginger.
What's that?
The Zen Ginger says.
Just bought 2 Crinum Calamistratum
Calamistratum.
and a Pana Geeton. Ah, man. Apana
Apana
Pecan,
Geeton.
right?
Wow.
Apana Geeton?
Apana
Apana
Geeton.
Geeton. Crispus. From the co-op, from a goldfish tank, how to get them grow faster? Well,
They just grow slow.
Crinum Calamistratum just grows slow. Not much for that one. Upon getting Crispus, you probably would want to add a little bit of I'd probably add a root tab near him if I wanted him to grow super fast. Lots of CO2, lots of light. Liquid fertilizers in the water column, and that's probably going to be about the best thing that you could do.
Mm-hmm.
If you want plants to grow super fast, don't grow them underwater. It's a big problem, is CO2. Plants need CO2 to properly photosynthesize, and if they don't have it,
Mm-hmm.
they grow slow.
Do you know what's real fun
What?
with Crinum? Is pulling hair algae off of it. Oh, yeah. With
Well-
the little sawtooth edges, it's really stuck on. It's like Velcro. That hair algae.
You should get rid of your hair algae.
I keep trying.
Yeah. How's that going?
Badly.
I wonder if anybody saw my stories today. I posted a story today, and it has the 8-foot Pocostemon in it.
When you post a story,
Huh? Yeah.
where do you post it?
To YouTube's. So it looks like this. See this little button right here? So if you go onto YouTube, so there's us
Mm-hmm.
live. That's the preview for us.
Yeah.
Then there's some other video down here of an insane photo cinema giveaway or something. What's that? Insane photo cinematography. But anyhow, this little button right here that's got my face on it, it'll go to my stories.
Just doing some filming, and we got 8-foot long Pocostemon.
I got
It's waterproof.
I got video of Mr. Chips and Biddy Brown.
And then there's Paul Rudd was on the Hot Ones. That popped up. It's the hotness. Which I have to admit, I didn't watch that, but it came up on my autoplay when I was out in the shop earlier today, and I listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul Rudd, still talented and funny, and sounds like a fun guy. Yeah, you heard it here.
See, Zen Ginger says toothbrush for hair algae or what?
Yep.
Well, when I'm pulling the hair algae out of my tanks, I basically just grab it and then just kind of pull and wind like this. Like I'm pulling out wool. Yes.
Like sheep's wool?
Yes.
Like
sheep's
lanolin?
wool. Yes. And I just keep on going, and then I plop it into a bucket, and then I grab another chunk, and then I do it again. Because I am the best at growing hair algae.
Let's see. Aquarium Adventures is here. Aquarium Co-op is here. Because, see, there's not a lot of people that actually watch my show, so I'm not afraid to give away this secret. But if there was somebody on the show and you wanted to see if they were still in the live chat, you type in the ampersand, right? Then you go like the first letter, then the second letter, then it'll pop up like whether you could still at them.
Oh.
So I don't think you could at somebody unless they're still live. See? So there you go. A little trick of the trade.
Good to
A little trick of the trade to be like, are they still around? Still there. Aquarium Adventure says Paul Rudd is many a man's secret man crush. I think Paul Rudd's quite talented, but I don't think he's secret man crush. I think he's funny and he's talented. Like Venti is 20.
Yeah.
That's not a large. Grande is large. Have you seen that? The espresso sketch where he freaks out at the people at the espresso stand.
But I think, isn't the Venti cup 20 ounces?
Yes.
So it makes sense.
Yes, but Grande is large.
Mm-hmm.
But Venti is bigger than the large.
Mm-hmm.
But Venti is only 20 ounces.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It doesn't matter. That's one of those things where people get all upset about it, and it's
No, it's
like,
a sketch. I don't know if you've seen it.
I have
It's
not.
from a movie.
I haven't seen it
Yeah, I would play it, but I can't.
because we would get demonetized
Yes.
or demon.
No, well, I don't know if we probably would get demonetized. We'd probably get a copyright strike for playing it,
Oh,
even though it would be considered under fair use as a transformative. But you know how it goes.
right.
Rules.
I think there
It's
was
good
a
because the
question
reality
about,
is with the copyright strikes
Oh.
is that you could get them, and then you could fight it and win,
Mhm.
but it's going to cost you money.
Oh,
So it's like, oh, do you have a bunch of money for lawyers and going to court and stuff? Like, yeah, you could probably defend yourself and be like, well, it's fair use because we changed it because we were making fun of it or whatever, right? But who has the money to go fight it in court? Right?
rich people.
Jim Smith says, I like it when hair algae mixes with duckweed and pulls off like a blanket. Yes, that
Yeah.
actually was happening a while ago in my 240. And I have to admit, it was kind of helpful to be like, just pull all that crap out and just throw it into the compost. Like, yep, that worked. Zen Ginger says 16 ounce in Latin is too hard. Yeah, it's a good point. What's like Venti is Italian, right?
Yeah.
And Grande is Spanish.
And tall,
Tall is tall,
Yeah.
but tall's not actually tall; it's small.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. The whole thing just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But there's Paul Rudd's character in a movie has a freak out at an espresso. It's like a Starbucks, but it's not Starbucks. And it's like a minute long where he like freaks out at the coffee place about all that. You know, he's like, tall is small, but Venti is 20, but that's large, but Grande actually means large. You know, so that's why I was referencing it, and you didn't get it because you don't get jokes.
Nope. Completely.
I don't know if you guys
deadpan
know
over
this,
here.
but Alyssa does not get jokes. She's like, jokes? Pff, get out of here. Get that weak nonsense out of here.
super serious all the time over here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see. My Apano ulvaceus, which I always say that wrong, has a 5-foot tendril that's flowering, but has hair algae all over it. That's like a good and a bad, right?
Yeah. It's almost like it's crying for help.
It's like a good and a bad, yeah. Let's see. Barbara Jackson was saying, do you guys use something like Bag Buddies or a little piece of polyfilter in the bag when you ship? It has been ages and ages and ages since I shipped fish anywhere or shrimp or any of that kind of stuff.
If I am bringing critters and I know they're going to be in the bag for like 24 hours for some reason, I will put a little cube of polyfilter in the bag with them, just to make sure they all make it okay. because
Just
I
to
don't
be-
starve them.
Just to be sure.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you just have to be sure.
Okay, I don't know what that comment is. It's a different language. Rachel Yanni, hello people. Am I fashionably late? Yes. We will get paid. No. Special kind of bag allows bagging in the water. Oh, that's all bag talk and stuff. Okay, I'll go back down here to what's current. Alyssa never shoots out puns in the Discord. It never happens. Role Models was the film. Was that from Role Models? It might be. It might be from Role Models. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because he's like freaking out with his girlfriend. Does anyone else notice that hair algae smells really, really bad?
Yes.
Yeah, most algae does have a funk to it, is for sure.
Yep. I can tell you right now that if I'm pulling algae out and then I accidentally leave the bucket that it's in the living room, that
It's gonna be
Justin
gnarly.
complains.
It's gonna be gnarly.
Like, why does it smell so bad in here? Oh, hold
That's
on,
like
I'm
kind of
sorry.
one of the. That's kind of one of those things too. That like, if you go to somebody's fish room and it just smells all funky like that, you know that it's probably not going to be that well maintained.
Yeah.
You know. Ryan Melling's asking, what is a good staple food for cherry shrimp? Currently feeding algae wafer, micropellets, bug bites, and vibrobites. My favorite staple food right now is the Sarah Onip tab. 100% is the Sarah Onip tab. I use bug bites. I use Rapashi Super Green, or what is it called? Soylent Green or whatever.
Soylent Green. It's made out
Soylent
of
Green
people.
is people. Damn you, dirty ape people. It's Soylent Green is people. I don't know why. That Soylent Green is people, you dirty apes.
Is that what, Irish?
Yeah.
If Charlton Heston was Irish.
Charlton Heston could suck it. I hate that guy. That guy was a douche.
Is he still alive?
I don't know. Let's
I
see.
don't know either.
Old Charlie Heston. Does he live? He's probably full of rage. No, he died in 2008.
Oh, okay.
He's just one of those guys that's been dead a long time.
Yeah. 11 years now. That's crazy. Because I can do math.
Yeah.
When I'm feeding my
But-
cherries, I usually do Bacter AE because that seems to help a lot. And then they just eat whatever the fish that are in with them eat. So
Oh, okay.
usually Soylent Green. And every once in a while, I'll just drop in some other stuff because I have a lot of random dry food hanging around in my fish room. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
Um,
here, try this.
Like, but yeah, I use those Sarah Onip tabs. Those are definitely my favorite. I use some Rapashi products, that's for sure. I just, a mix of food is going to be the easiest thing for cherry shrimp, in my experience. I wouldn't go totally crazy on the cheap, and I wouldn't go totally crazy on the way expensive. Just quality food that is not garbage is going to generally be okay for cherry shrimp. They do a lot of scavenging, and that's kind of their style. Is like, well, if they get a variety of stuff, they'll breed, they'll be fine. I personally wouldn't buy anything that like the only targeted food for shrimp that I would buy would be the Shrimp King one, but it's like $20 a jar, so. If that's something that's working good for you, then go that route.
I can tell you right now that my shrimp do not care that I purchased something that was expensive and specifically intended for them and for their needs. They're like, the snails can eat it. That's fine.
Well, I mean, just cherry shrimp are pretty aquacultured now. Like most hobbyists aren't getting imported cherry shrimp unless you're buying. Well, I guess if you're buying them from a store, they're probably imported. I mean, Flip Aquatics, theirs are all imported straight off the airplane from overseas.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I guess a lot of people just have a lot of imported cherry shrimp.
I guess it's hard to keep up with the demand.
I guess. Maybe we should start a cherry shrimp farm.
I thought you already did that.
Maybe.
We need to get one of them big old troughs.
A big trough?
Yep.
A cherry shrimp trough?
Yep, cherry shrimp trough.
We're going to start a cherry shrimp trough and let's have some cherry shrimps.
And then we just scoop them out with a huge net. And
Scoop.
sort them by
Who
quality.
said there would be scooping? I would not agree to any kind of scooping.
Why not?
I'm just not going to agree to it. I'm not saying I won't do it. I'm saying I'm not agreeing to scooping. That's life. Life is sad. It's a sad alligator tear. It's not real. Let's see. But yeah, the only shrimp that I ever was really all that worried about targeted foods would be like caridina, like neocaridina, like cherry shrimps and stuff like that. I wouldn't be too stressed out about it. As long as you got a good variety of stuff, then you'll be fine. Barbara says, I've gotten fish with that yellow stuff in the water that sedates them a little too, and I think it's somewhat antibiotic, but I forgot what it's called. Got koi fish in that a few times. It's oh crap, it's clove oil, I think.
Really?
I could be wrong. I think it's clove oil. But koi fish, we actually talked to koi.com when we were there. We talked to those guys, and they actually like medically sedate their koi, their big koi when they're shipping them out and stuff. But those are some really expensive fish.
Yeah.
But I think it's clove oil. Clove oil sedates fish. I think it does. I think that's what it is. But I think it's just like a little bit
Yeah.
of clove oil
I mean, clearly it wouldn't be
It's
enough to.
to kill them, right?
Right.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, I mean, personally, I'm not a big fan of shipping fish. Personally, it's kind of a, I don't know. It's kind of a nightmare scenario for me. Like I don't think I would ever want to be doing that. Years and years and years ago, I would ship fish to people, or shrimp. Sorry, not fish. I would ship shrimp to people, which is easier to ship. And logistics are a pain, and dealing with the customers is probably the worst experience you could. I could only wish that on my enemies.
Yeah, I used to have a job where all I did was sit in a desk and be on the phone talking to customers for this big company. And then when I quit that job and moved and was trying to find a new job, and all the offers for work were the same thing again, that's the closest I ever came to self-harm.
Ooh,
Yep.
that's sad.
The thought of having to do that again. Like, even though it would have been more money than I had ever made in my life at the time,
How much?
it would have been $16.50 an hour. Which at the time was like, whoa, I'm
That's
going
like
to
a
make
lot.
more than $30,000 a year.
All right, drinking 100 bottles of water. That means I got to pee. So answer some questions out of the chat.
Okay. Alhanazuki, I think that is lies. All lies. He totally loves ice cream. We know he loves ice cream. He just doesn't scoop it. He spoons it. Let's see. Not clove oil. I know what that smells like. It's a brand name stuff that starts with an A. Oh, Barbara Jackson, I have no idea. Usually when a fish, if I get a fish shipped and it has yellow stuff in the bag, it's because they're in a bag with an almond leaf, and it's got, tannins from an almond leaf. And that is supposed to be slightly antibacterial and keep them calmer and that kind of thing. But the only fish I've ever had shipped to me have been very small, like a beta or smaller. Let's see. Ollie says, definitely clove oil. Use it on my Amazon puffers to trim their teeth. Yep, that's what I've heard. And that's part of the reason why I don't have any puffers. Because I don't want to do the maintenance. And also because I breed too many things. I have a lot of very small fish in my tanks right now. In fact, last night I discovered that my Corys are breeding in the goldfish tank. So that's fun. So I've been finding the eggs and taking them and putting them into a breeder box, and we'll see if it hatches. Who knows? It'll be fun. What else do we have here? 100 bottles of water on the wall. 100 bottles of water. Take one down, pass it around. 99 bottles of water on the wall. Let's see. I don't know what bag buddies are. Shelby Ray, what are those?
Bag buddy?
Yeah.
That's a little, it's like the filter chunk that you put in there.
Oh, it's like the poly filter, but it's called bag buddies.
Yeah, they're like pre-made.
Nice.
So you can just like boop.
So you
pop
don't
'em
have
in
to
there.
use the scissors.
Because they're really useful for shrimp,
That makes sense.
But you don't want like a bunch of crap going in with the shrimp.
Right.
Because they could be more sensitive.
Yes. To the
Toxin.
swiftly changing water conditions within a small space.
Right. All right, where were we? I had to go pee so bad I was going to pee my pants.
Well, I'm glad.
I was going to pee pants.
I was glad that you did not get pee pants.
I didn't want to get pee pants.
Nope. Nobody wants pee pants.
I don't have a diaper on today, so.
Right. I mean, at least you don't have a pad underneath this carpet here, so it would be easy enough to get it up, but...
Oh, I thought you meant like it's good that I wasn't wearing a pad. An incontinence pad.
But that would have helped.
It would have helped.
Yeah.
Could have pee pants.
Yeah.
Zelf Ernide. Whoa, hey, what's up? I've read that people think constant use of clove oil on the puffers can have a negative effect from prolonged usage. Do you think that's true? I guess I was asking Ollie. Ollie H said definitely clove oil. I use it on my Amazon puffers to trim their teeth.
Yep.
Nerve-wracking every time I use it. I would say that there probably is some minor... some minor long-term damage or something like that. But, some puffers live to be like 20 years. Some fish live to be 50 years old. You don't know. Some
I don't
do.
know.
Some sharks live to be like 400 years old.
That's true. The Greenland shark.
So some fish live a really long time. Out in the wild, that's probably not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Because,
Predators,
numbed.
all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the offsetting of the, this might harm them a little bit, but they're probably going to live a really long time, right?
Yeah. Or at least that's the hope.
Oh, did the show die?
Uh-oh.
Everybody says the show died.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Oh. It must have just hiccuped.
Huh.
Looks like we're back. How many Neos can live in a 5.5? Yellow Neos won't stop breeding. When would you move them? Honestly, Pugamus, if you're going to get like a bigger tank for them, move them now. There's more than 60. So yeah, they could totally go and live in like a 20 or a 30 and do just fine.
Did you just all of a sudden go to a different topic?
I'm
what
just
happened?
reading the chat.
What happened?
I'm reading the chat.
Everybody said that it was hiccuping, and we were talking about the clove oil long-term effects.
Yeah, and then everybody said,
And they just said screw it, and like you came back and you're like, I'm done with that. I'm just gonna moving on to something else. Okay, start over so I could catch up because I was still talking about the clove oil.
I don't know. Everybody was talking about
What
clove
comment?
oil, and then Pugimus Maximus.
Oh, how many Neo shrimp can live in a 5.5 gallon?
Yeah, he said he's got up to 60s right now.
Now, what were you saying?
And I said, if your plan is to move them to a bigger tank, now is a good time.
So one of the things that is confusing to a lot of people that get into taking care of shrimp and keeping a colony of shrimp, you do reach a point where the colony will be too big for the space that it's in.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no magical number of like, a 20-gallon tank can have 4,000 shrimp. And then if you get over that, it's going to colony collapse. There's no like magical number that I could give out. It's just kind of a feel. And basically in my head, the feeling is when there starts to be shrimp everywhere, all the time, it's time to get some of them out of there. Because the colony will overpopulate some of them. And there's a whole lot of arguments out there with, amateur and professional shrimp keepers, whatever you want to call them, of like what exactly it is that leads to colony collapse. But a big part of it is some of the shrimp will starve, some of the shrimp will die, the water will get filled with waste because it starts a domino effect, right?
Yeah.
So as more shrimp die, the water gets dirtier, more shrimp die, right? So honestly, like let's say I started a tank with 20 shrimp and now I've got like 100 in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do want to move some of them. So basically what I would do is, as Randall Luffman just said, do you have to constantly cull the shrimp to keep the color? Yes.
Yes.
So what you want to be doing is essentially taking out the ugly shrimp or taking out the really attractive shrimp. One or the other.
Whatever you have more
Pick
of.
your fancy of what you like to do and do that, basically. But you want to be moving them to a new tank, new area, something like that. This is where like an outdoor pond comes in like super handy. Take the funky cherry shrimp, put them outside, let them do their outside thing. Maybe they die. Maybe they get eaten. Maybe they breed like crazy. Right?
Yeah. Like I put them into, I've got a 75-gallon tank that I breed short-tail bristlenoses in. And
Super Reds?
no.
Oh, bummer.
No. The Super Reds are in a different tank.
It'd be cooler if you had Super Reds.
I do, though.
Like me.
I have 3. Just 3.
I only give you 3?
No. One of them.
What did you do? You murdered one of them.
I did.
With your murderness. I
There
don't
was
want to
an
make you
internal-
feel bad. I don't want to make you feel bad. It's just to happen.
There was an internal parasite situation going on, but I fixed it, so it's all good now.
In your tank?
Yep.
You bastard.
I don't know how, actually, but anyway.
Hey,
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I put all the cull shrimp into the cull tank.
How'd that go?
Yes, just like that. Very good. And now I ended up scraping all the surface plants off of that tank, which was like a 5-gallon bucket's worth of surface plants, which is a lot. And now I can see all the shrimp that have been breeding together, and I call it the party tank, where all the party shrimp are.
Ooh wee. What?
What up with that?
Party tank. The Zen Ginger says, I want to start a shrimp tank. I heard that RCS. Well, what do you think RCS stands for?
Red cherry shrimp.
Red cherry shrimp. Okay. Are the easiest to start with. Also, heard chocolate shrimp are a cherry variation. So could I start with those instead? So you have Neocaridina and Caridina. It's basically the easiest way to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two big families of freshwater shrimp that are in the hobby.
Yes.
Those are the most common ones.
Right. The ones you can find
Mostly.
places.
Mostly. So, yes, Neocaridina are going to be a better bet for you, whatever variety those come in, for you locally or whatever, however you're going to get them. Pick your jam, whatever your favorite is, and keep them isolated to a tank that is their style. So let's say you got some yellow Neocaridinas and you got some red Neocaridinas. Do not house them together, because eventually you will end up with the wild version that is not the color characteristic that you will want.
You'll get
You'd be
party
like,
shrimp.
Oh, these are kind of funky looking and stuff. And brown cherry shrimp are essentially like the transition from the wild into the red when they're like that air quote chocolate is they're essentially from the wild to the red, but not quite red yet.
I don't think that's what's being labeled as the chocolate or the brown cherry shrimp now. They're kind of
Let me
like,
look.
yeah, because they're really like a solid aquacultured color now.
I'm going to look up a picture.
Okay.
Okay. So
Because there is the
here's some
wild type
pictures.
that's mostly clear.
Here's a gold chocolate cherry shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
It's got gold on its back.
Mm-hmm.
It's chocolate wild colored.
Hmm.
Same with the freshwater black cherry shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually just transitioning. Yeah, I mean, they're all varietals of going from either red to wild or wild to red.
Well, I know that you get the...
There's a chocolate one right here, but that's just the bad gene. Like, it's Neocaridina davidii, right?
Yeah.
And in the wild, they're brown. So the wild cherry shrimp are brown.
Mm-hmm.
The males are brown with they're more brown spots and stuff with a bunch of translucent on them. The females are more just brown. And the reason for that is like that's the most camouflage color.
Right.
For
'cause
them.
they can walk around in the muck.
Yeah. Now, if I had to say what is been more than not the case, right?
Oh, does the shrimp pick not show on
It's
the live
finding
stream?
what's that?
Does the shrimp pick not show on the live stream? No, it doesn't.
Oh, hold on.
They want to see it
I
too.
can. Let me hold on.
Hold on, Zelf.
Smart selection. So
I
let me
see
go like
you. I
this.
hear you.
I see you. I hear you. Now I need to go exclusive window. So like here is an example that's popping up, right? So that one is transitioning from one direction or the other, either wild or transitioning to red over the next couple times it's been bred. Let's check this one. So that one's kind of brown, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. So
Yep.
that's either coming from that's going to eventually be red after like 10 generations of selective breeding or 8. Or you could breed this with another shrimp and it'll go even more bland and brown. There's a picture. So these are black, but they're chocolate cherry shrimps that popped up. Here's a gold chocolate shrimp. This is just essentially like kind of a muddied wild
Yeah.
caught Neo. So like here's a blue. Like a blue would be a pretty crazy strain. But it's labeled as chocolate cherry shrimp. What's that? Let's see. That's kind of why is the window capture weird on this one? Can I move it a little bit? Whoa, that was not good. Don't do that. Let's see if I can go like that. There we go. So here's like a chocolate cherry. I mean, this is like you'd probably catch this in a stream, wild, which is fine. But I think realistically, what it is like people catching wild shrimp, right? and then trying to make it into a market. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, like, I'm not against it. I'm not mad at it. I certainly, personally, would not pay a premium for a brown cherry shrimp. Because a brown cherry shrimp's a wild shrimp. That's just, somebody caught it. I mean, they might have just caught it and literally be selling it to you like they caught it yesterday in a stream. You know, so, which is fine, but why not just sell it as a wild shrimp? Like, we just caught these wild shrimp. These are like F1 or whatever you want to call it. But I think it's realistically like just people with brown shrimp trying to find a market to sell them and then be like, oh, it's chocolate Godiva shrimp with a gold flake. You know, and you're like, that's a fancy name, bro, for what you got going there.
Yeah, it was my understanding that the chocolate was a transition until to the Blue Dream shrimp, which is why your Blue Dream line will still throw chocolate shrimps all the time. And when I had a rockin' Blue Dream colony, which right now it's just sort of puttering along, I used to find and catch out the black ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it in this tank, which I don't have a picture right now, but I had painted like a sunset on the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then put some sticks in it to make it kind of look like dead trees. And then the shrimp, because they were black, they would land on the sticks. And then to me, in my head, it was like a bunch of crows or bats or something.
Okay.
It was kind of neat. It was my attempt at a spooky tank.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things like, I guess let me explain this in a little bit of a different way. So when you hear pure red line,
Yep.
right? PRL shrimp.
Mm-hmm. Crystals.
So somebody has actually done the genetic, they've done the genes. They've actually processed those red shrimp to find out that they're pure red line, and they've done the genetic mapping on those to find out that they're only going to create red shrimp, right?
Yep.
They've done that? Okay. So they spent the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to find out the genes before they're going to sell them to you for $12. It's not a marketing thing or anything like that at all, right?
That was explained to me once by somebody who bred shrimp, who said that the way that they determine whether it's a pure red line is that they just breed true reds for, was it like a dozen generations or something?
Oh. So
But-
they've gone through and verified that all these shrimp for 12 generations. Oh, no, I'm just saying. They've done that?
That's,
They have the verified paperwork and all that?
I guess.
Okay.
It was explained to me that way because I had the question. I was like, what does this mean?
Oh, no. I'm not questioning you. It's more just a statement like, oh, so they have all the verified paperwork and all that from 12 generations to make sure that they're only going to give red babies. Now, what company exactly does the verifying on that? That's what I'd like to know. What company does that? And how affordable is it?
It's the
So there's
American
like-
Crystal Shrimp
Is there like
Verification
an
Company of
independent
America.
there's like an independent company that goes around and like films all this and documents all this stuff?
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh. It's kind of weird because the AKC, to actually verify whether or not a dog is genetically correct or not,
Mm-hmm.
there's like a whole bunch of people spending a buttload of money
Yep.
on that. And they can't even necessarily get the genetic testing to even find out very often whether or not a dog is actually would actually like be verified or not.
Right. Like, is it actually a Doberman or is it half
So, like,
Greyhound?
Yeah, and you have like AKC paperwork which costs like $5,000 or something nutty. and they don't even do the genetic testing. So somebody selling $11 shrimp has definitely been following up on that 100%. Now, do I think there's honest people in the shrimp industry? Yeah, for sure. 100%. Most of the honest people don't go around jibber-jabbering about, oh, these are the magic diamond, whatever. Oh, these are magic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
These ones are red, and those ones are black.
Yeah. This individual shrimp would be really cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people could identify it as why it's a really cool shrimp, right? It's a pinto, it's a galaxy pinto, and it's bright blue or whatever. But to be like, verify its genetics somehow without even having done any genetic work at all is bizarre to me, you know? Like, that's just weird. So, I don't know. I question that kind of stuff when I hear it from people, and then they get mad at me, and they're like, you don't have to be a jerk. It's my business. I'm like, okay, man, it's your business. Do what you want.
Speaking of culls, Zen Ginger says, so nobody get mad, but if I got to that point, would Neocaridina culls be good protein for my turtles?
Yeah, but chances are the turtles won't be able to get them. Turtles are really good hunters, but like little tiny shrimp, turtles are just not great at getting them. In my experience. Maybe you got some super fast turtles.
Like Ninja Turtles?
Like Ninja Turtles?
Like super fast.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't afford all that pizza.
That's why you
could
get
be ordering
shrimp.
Domino's all the time, and that's some cheap pizza.
That is cheap pizza.
And, you know, I mean, you could opt in for the Domino's to go with like a cheaper pizza. But then you got to deal with all the health problems that you come from ordering some cheap ass pizza.
But it's
Pagliacci's,
not
boy.
for you.
Pagliacci's. Hey, it's for me. I'm involved in this whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Pagliacci's pizza.
Are you Splinter in this scenario?
Yes, I'm a rat. I live in the basement. What? What do you want?
Yes.
We're in the basement. This might as well be a sewer. All right, I love you guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming out today. It's Friday. But not enough to make us independent because we only did, what did we do? $23 today. That's pretty good. That's better than the $4 I normally get paid on a video. So, hey, we're on the up and up. We're on the up and up. That's called gratitude, kid.
Thanks for coming, guys.
We appreciate it. And let's give a shout out to those actual super chat people. Elena Dutois, all the way from South Africa. Thank you very much. The Fish Tank Barn, all the way from Minnesota.
Ooh.
Or Michigan. No, he's in Michigan.
Yeah.
He's a Michigander.
I was like, I was sure I would have remembered
Michigander! Don't yell at me while I'm shouting out super chats. Rumbast, Swedish Crowns, Sweden, Mr. Exquisiti from America somewhere, and Alvin Alejo, I think, is in California. I'm not sure. But he's recently back into the U.S. from being deployed military karate man style. And thank you to all of the members in the chat, and thank you to all the Patreon people. Feel free to go over there and shout at the devil or whatever. And my final thank you of the day goes to none of you fans. It goes to our special guest, Alyssa Bentley, from coming all the way down here today, making it down here in this crazy storm and rain, and talk about shrimp and farts and diapers and whatever we talked about today. Yeah. That's it? You got no words? Give me words of wisdom. And hit the damn like button, you weirdos.
Yes.
Friday.
Friday.
Where's my buttons? I gotta figure out where these buttons are.
Oh.